2022, and we are going wedding dress shopping. Yay! Yay! I'm feeling lucky. I'm feeling good. I don't think I'm gonna get too emotional. I don't think I'm gonna cry.
No promises.
No promises on
today.
tears.
Let's say yes to the dress.
Woohoo!
The destination is on your right. Studio I Do Bridals Roanoke.
Woohoo!
Arrive.
Shopping for my wedding dress was a part of the wedding planning experience that I was so looking forward to. I grew up watching Say Yes to the Dress and always would get ideas of what I thought my future wedding dress would look like. So when it was my turn to have this once-in-a-lifetime experience, I had this grand idea that I would just document everything. I would film the whole experience and every gown I tried on and how I was feeling, and basically vlog my own personal episode of Say Yes to the Dress. But when it actually came down to it and I was in the bridal salon trying on dresses, enjoying the experience, I barely filmed anything. All that said, I'm really happy to be sharing this video with you today to talk about my dress shopping experience and, most importantly, just sharing some insight that I picked up along the way. For just a bit of context, my fiance then, now husband, is English and I'm American, and we decided to get married in England. But I really wanted to get my wedding dress from my hometown of Roanoke, Virginia, just to have a little piece of home with me on the wedding day, which did mean that I had to fly across the Atlantic with a whole wedding dress in my carry-on bag, but that's a video for another time. I remember my mom asking me if I wanted to go to New York City to have the whole Kleinfeld experience, or even just go to a bigger city in Virginia such as Richmond or out towards DC, just because Roanoke isn't that big of a city. But I said, nope. I want my dress to be from Roanoke, so we booked in at Studio I Do in downtown Roanoke, and wow. Walking into that studio was so impressive. So many dresses. It was kind of a dream come true for a bride like myself. Before the appointment, this bridal studio asked that we go online and favorite some of the dresses that they have in the studio. That way they could have them pulled and ready to try on at the start of our appointment. So when I arrived, a few of my dresses were already in the fitting room waiting for me to try on, and then my stylist was asking me a couple different questions just about the venue and the time of year, so she could pull a few more kind of based off of what she saw that I liked. And I talked about this in my choosing a wedding venue video, but I think it's so important to have that venue and that date set ahead of time. That way you know what style of dress you're going for and also the formality of the event that you're going to host. You also want to make sure that your dress is seasonally appropriate for the time of year and the temperature. And also a big one is your timeline of how much time you have before you need your dress ready to go. It can take a pretty long time to have your dress made, get to you, get alterations done, kind of do any of those last minute fittings. I remember feeling really relieved once I finally picked out the dress, just knowing that I had time for all of those alterations to take place. Now back to the appointment. After my stylist and I talked for a little bit and she got to know more about the venue and the style that I was looking for, it was time to finally try on the first dress. So just to show you, I thought it'd be fun to go back through and review the dresses that I didn't say yes to. I tried on 8 dresses in total, so let's just go and look at the ones that didn't make the cut. Okay, so I've not looked at these in a while either. I'm excited to see what I think and what I was thinking. So dress number 1, yeah, okay, so I remember when I tried this on, I had this vision that I would look as tall and long as the model that I saw online, but I'm only 5'1.5". This dress kind of felt like I was being put into a tube sock. It is form-fitting kind of all the way down just past like the hips, and then it flared out. I don't really know the technical names of all of these things. Maybe that's like a fit and flare or a mermaid. And it had this illusion neckline that then led into the lace, which just looked like it was falling off. It was not what I envisioned. I do like the front. I think the front was pretty, but I immediately knew that there would be no mobility and that I wouldn't be able to dance in this dress. That was just a kind of wake-up call of like, okay, I'm glad I have other dresses pulled. On to the next one. Okay, so dress number 2, this one's really pretty. It kind of looks like someone just wrapped a fitted sheet around the front of me. Like, it's very plain, and it again was a bit fitted. This silhouette is not the one. It's not the worst, but it had no mobility. I felt like I couldn't move my legs around. Again, another tube sock experience where just It's pretty, it's simple, it's classic. I thought that this could be really nice for an English wedding, but I wanted more of a romantic feel. I'm also just not that simplistic in my style generally, so I think this would have been a real stretch. Something that was actually really neat about this one though is that on the back it was all buttons down the back, but then they also had this like attachable train that had a bow, and it was just really pretty. So I liked the dress. Not for me. Dress number 3 actually is the dress that I picked out, so I'm gonna save that one for a little bit. There was a lot of back and forth with the next few dresses because at this time I switched silhouettes. So once I finally found a silhouette that I felt fit what I was hoping to look like and feel like on my day, then we were rolling with some good options. Okay, dress number 4. Not a fan of the color on me, not a fan of the cut. You could see all of the lining, like you could see like the bra pads and the boning and everything, which I know is the style, but still fun to try on. Next, ooh, okay, dress number 5. This was a really, really pretty dress. I loved the little details of the beading on the neckline and also the fact that there were little bows on the shoulders. I thought that that was just so feminine and delicate, and it had really cool cutouts on the side too, like mesh cutouts. It was just really lovely. It had a little bit of sparkle. I would say this was probably my 3rd favorite pick. I remember really loving it, but I wanted some sleeves. So I think that that must have been the reason that this one kind of got the boot. So let's move on to number 6. Oh, this, I loved this because this was one of those transitional dresses that you could do with the sleeves or without the sleeves. And I really liked how romantic this one felt. It had a higher waistline and it also wasn't quite as A-line, which was pretty, but I didn't think it was the most flattering choice for my figure. But I loved that you had these optional sleeves. I thought they were really fun. I wasn't sure if it was a little bit too costumey for me, but I thought that this would have been a really pretty dress, and I liked the style of the lace. The flowers were really beautiful. Probably 4th place. All right, on to dress number 7. Now, this one's kind of similar to the dress that I did choose. This is very much the like nature-inspired look that I was hoping for. I liked the sleeves. I really liked the neckline looking back at that, but I think that it just didn't quite have enough going on in the details because it was all just the vibe. But this one like held its own for a good while. Like I know I compared this one with the little bow sleeves back and forth for a little bit. Yeah, I would have been happy in this dress, but it needed a little something else. And lastly, dress number 8, the last dress that I tried on during my fitting. This one was real close. This had a lot going on that I thought was just so beautiful. It was delicate. It had a great neckline. It looked really flattering on. The thing that I wasn't crazy for was the square cut back. I thought that it kind of just like made my torso look short. I kept this dress on for a while and I really thought about it, but this was the dress that I thought everyone would expect me to choose, if that makes sense. Like this was the dress that seemed like, oh yeah, that is like a Jessie dress. And it was, but I wanted something a little bit more unexpected as to what I would pick for the day with a bigger wow factor. Do you want to see the one that I picked? Did say yes to dress number 3. It was such a special moment. There were some tears, just like that reality of like, oh my gosh, like getting married, found the dress. And from the original design, we did make a few alterations. I didn't love that you could see the boning and the bra pad underneath the bodice of the dress, so we did add lining. Another thing that I love that we added was a layer of like a champagne colored sparkle tulle. There was another dress that I loved that it had some sparkle, and that's kind of why I was back and forth on this one, but then it was suggested to me to add a sparkle layer, and it just made the dress so perfect. The alterations that we made did take a couple weeks. It took, I think, 3 months for my dress to even get to the bridal salon, and then we had to take it to another seamstress, and we spent the next few months working on that as well. So it did take some time, but it was absolutely worth it in the end. I love my dress. I still love looking at the pictures of it. All in all, it was such a special experience. I'm so glad that I was able to shop small, you know, with my small entourage of just my mom and me, and then also just shopping at a local boutique. It was really special to have a touch of my hometown on the big day. I hope you had fun coming along for my little mini episode of Say Yes to the Dress. Be sure to follow along and subscribe to my channel if you want to see some more wedding videos. I also will be sharing how I packed up and traveled with my dress from America over to England for the wedding, all while putting my gown in a carry-on. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!